Okay. So everybody panic, freak out. That's the usual thing here. I'll type in chat. Stream gonna die for a sec, but don't panic. We're good.
His attack is going, is prepping right now for Bly. Lots of roaches, lots of lings on the way here. And Puck has no idea this is happening. He has not scouted for third since that initial probe went across the map. So this is not something that, if it was a ling all-in, you could survive with SimCity. But a roach all-in, you just need those cannons before they're here. And he unfortunately does not have that.
I'm really scared for Puck, quite frankly. He just doesn't have the production, not enough gateways, not enough anything. Second gateway's building a sentry. It's not even able to warp anything in.
Oh, no.
This is really unfortunate timing that Puck was just not prepared for. Cannons coming down in the back. Robo-Bay on the way. A Robo Facility on the way, but even then, I don't think Immortal's going to get cranked out in time. I do love the control of these sentries, though. Holy crap, Puck is actually making this work with 4 sentries on defense. No warp tech. Looks like he's going to lose his +1 weapons. Oh, he's going to need some force fields to keep this base out. Oh, denied with those weapon upgrades. A little unfortunate, but Gameheart is quite harsh with this. Mothership Core is going to add a little bit to this, but it came out so delayed it doesn't have enough energy to overcharge. Probe's going to be on hold position to keep the lings away from the cannon. It looks like Puck is not going to be out of this game, but boy, did he take some damage.
Honestly, with how much Bly gave up for that attack, 10 probes, I don't think that's worth it. Looks like he's going to get a few more right here as they do transfer. Oh my god, he's not get any more.
I don't know. One more. He got the +1 weapons, though, which really does cut out a large power of any sort of counterattack. I mean, if Puck was going to warp in 7 Zealots, it wouldn't be nearly as effective, especially since roaches have been revealed, right? So, I mean, yeah, there's 10 workers, and that was a very expensive investment from Bly, but he's leading in workers now. He's not on 3 bases by any means, but I don't know. He definitely put fear into Puck's heart, if nothing else.
Whoa, that's a very fast Spire off of 2 base. This is going to... Oh god, this is going to completely blindside Puck. Puck's going to have, be expecting probably Bly to have a third already, droning up a lot, getting past this. Not further aggression on 2 base.
Just checking with PART2. You sure it's streaming, dude? Are you good? Okay, oh, there we go. Client came up. Was a little bit worried. Bit of that delay, but...
Reattach, by the way.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so... Spire's about halfway done. Puck's, the last thing on Puck's mind really is to go scout for Spire.
Yeah, I mean, right now everything's got at home, is centered around focusing on more roaches, more zerglings, something flooding across the map. Ironically enough, these 3 cannons will actually be fantastic for trying to at least be a safe place to hide from the Mutalisks, but, Bly took 2 bases behind this. This double expand is going to be quite nice.
One's kind of hidden, too. You usually don't check over there. Oh, a Warp Prism's on the way as well as a Twilight Council. Now, this Warp Prism, unfortunately, is going to get nowhere fast. It's going to pop out and then probably be killed by the Mutalisk. And it's not a lot of Mutalisks coming out, probably right now because he's supply block, unfortunately. But even then, it'll only be about 8 or 9. Usually when they do a Muta transition, it's 20 plus.
Yeah. Well, the low amount, though, won't be bad, per se, because all Puck really has right now are force fields, right? Blink's on the way, sure, but there's no huge stalker count waiting.
No. Yeah, it's actually really scary. There's he will be morphing in. It's got to be the next few warp-ins, got to be for stalkers, so he's not going to be too bad off.
A couple things almost get in, but Bly decides to pull back after seeing that sentry count. Didn't want to give them all away for free. The big thing, too, this 4th base being established, Bly doesn't even need to saturate all these bases by any means. He just needs to have them available. He's got a whole base and then some over top of Puck, and the worker supply, of course, might be a little behind, but Puck's on 2 bases. This is... kind of what he's forced to play with.
Yeah. He wanted to take a fast third, it looked like, but that was unfortunately denied of him. I mean, even if it wasn't denied, you wouldn't really want to take it. Covering 3 base with a low amount of units just is not... It's not good. Puck's going to go ahead and go the Stargate path again. Double Stargate going down immediately. This Warp Prism was so close to scouting the secret quote-unquote 4th base, but unfortunately it looks like it will be killed off where that happens.
Yeah, for Puck to try and engage in air battle again, I'm not sure I'm exactly in love with this choice, but, when you don't have a ton of stalkers already and you don't have a lot of cannons available because you don't have that 3rd base economy, you're forced to make these Phoenixes. You're forced to go with any way to deal with this. But if Bly keeps up with the transitions and treats it like last game, I mean, it wasn't even like he caught Puck off guard. His control with the Corruptors and the Mutalisks was so good. I don't know that Puck can necessarily contend with it again.
Yeah, you just really can't rely on stalkers.
Sentries.
Oh, the sentry. All those going down.
This is such an expensive loss here for Puck.
God,
but
yeah. These Immortals are so scary, just not against the Mutas.
Well, for Bly, though, let's talk about his strengths here, where he's like, all right, you know what? I don't want to deal with a ground-based army. I don't want to deal with roaches colliding into force fields, so we'll go over top of them with an air route. If he cancels this Nexus, of course, the Overlord dropping creep will make sure another one doesn't go down anytime soon, but I don't know.
He could take on these Stalkers if he really wanted to.
Yep. Blink is finished, of course, but it's only going to provide so much additional mobility. The Immortals, sadly, are a little bit awkward because they can't add much to this.
Yeah. Bly's going to go up to a very healthy drone count as well, up to about 76, so that's pretty good. When you go mutas, you can go up even higher, but I feel like he's going to stay on just the middle economy. But that fourth base still not being discovered is actually a huge problem for Puck, because for all, you know, what he's thinking right now is 3 base versus 2 base, I'm okay. That's not actually the case.
You know, the other thing, too, is, like, for Bly to be doing this, like, I'm not sure, like... It's just the mobility again, abusing the map. Akalon Waste has so many ways to get in and out. That third base now, you know, the Zerglings get on in here. Puck just can't get any breathing room, but that's exactly how you're meant to play this style. And Bly going to pick off some cannons here too. Blake Ford as well as some Phoenixes should be able to get a couple more of these Mutos. If he starts thinning the herd, then this becomes less and less problematic. But as we see, Stalkers just they don't trade that well. Not against Mutos like this. Trying to get an overcharge off. Will this even get in range? I think he knows that the Mothership Core is going to go down. Does get the overcharge off, but the Mutos are just going to fly to a different base. Probes are being killed, and Puck is in some serious danger.
The only hope he has is a counterattack that magically kills everything, and that's not going to work.
Well, unfortunately, Puck's ground forces do get cleaned up. This third base can be evacuated by the probes because he knows it's not safe. Andean Pulse Crystal's just now finished up, but you know, there's only going to be like 2 or 4 Phoenixes, right? Like, this is... I don't know.
And now the Ling army comes in. So Puck really has an answer to one thing at a time, but not both. The Snatch is going to go down. GG.
Game number 2 going to go to Bly, but it's a best of 7, guys. So Puck is nowhere close to in danger just yet.